All right, I am trying to figure out how to reconcile all of this. Here is the original tracker that we've been using, right? So December, I tracked everything, and then you guys didn't tally up anywhere in here. And so then in January, I just kept adding on. So I have, let's see, from December, or actually, let's see, November-ish, down through now in this stretch right here. I went through and I created a new spreadsheet to try and track, because the other thing is like, what about the things we were paid half for? So I went through and I pulled all of them that showed that they weren't approved, and I put them in this. Then because I wanted to have the older stuff up at the top, and so then I went back and took all these and put them in here. Now, I did separate out very old delays because these keep getting carried over every month. I don't know what's going on with those. Some of those are really old. So I just threw those in another thing. So I was like, okay, so here I've got all of my articles that are pending approval. I went through and I marked any that were marked as rejected, but like a perfect example of a problem is Shukla. It said it was like so many words, and it's like, okay, so which ones got rejected? Not the 3,238 words. It was like a smaller word count in the file. So, how many words is that, right? So then I'm like, okay, so I'm going to take these rejected ones and I'm going to move them over here. Here's the other problem. Anything that's been rejected, are we like allowed to use it again? Are you guys paying us to keep them and use them for another client? I'm assuming if you're not paying us, then we still own the rights to that content and we can reuse it for a future client if we can. Okay, so I did that. So then I was like, okay, let's go through and figure out November's or December's invoice. So I go in and here's where you guys sent the file. Okay, so it would be this one here is the December one that I need to figure out. This is November 22nd, 2025 to December 24th, 2025. It is showing 4,582 as a total payment. This is the PDF file. Now the PDF file does not scroll, so I can't see the 26 articles here because this is stationary. This does not move. I can't see the ticket numbers, but I can if I try and load them up, but I only have access to these first 8. Same with down here. There are 182 listings here, but all I can see is this. This is it. Again, I can't see the ticket number unless I click on it and follow it and do that. So I'm like, okay, fine. So like I mentioned, November's pay looks right. 803 words. So if we go 803 words times 0.06, 4818. Close, right? I don't know how you guys are getting these like weird decimal numbers, but these all look correct, right? So then where I'm saying the problem comes in is I go in January's. This is a PDF file again. Also the dates overlap, so this is considering, so December 24th is being figured in twice. Last invoice and the new invoice, right? Come down here. All these are wrong. That article there for 733, if fully approved, should be 6 cents. It should be 43.98, right? So I'm like, on first check, this is all figured in. All of these are figured in wrong. But it appears as though, let me see. I got too many windows open. Here it is. But it appears as though the December invoice was figured correctly. Now, so then I was like, okay, let's start with December. Let's go ahead and go and cross-reference those. So because the files are not, you cannot scroll, I have to go over here to this link that you gave me. So this link here, hey, you can put the dates in, right? Cool. So the December invoice is shown to be from November 22nd through December 24th, right? November 22nd, December 24th is what December invoice was figured on. So it loads it up. Lo and behold, these numbers don't match. In the PDF, it's saying $4,582.80. And here, when I'm putting in the exact same information, it's giving me $5,056.91. In addition, when I finally scroll down here, all these numbers are wrong. So what appeared correctly in the PDF are actually incorrect on this. And then I sit here and I go, okay, export data. So I'll export it out so I can see it because I can't see anything there. Comes up all goofy. If I click around, it fixes it. I don't know why it does this, right? So then I'm like, all right, let's go through one by one, right? So this is a payment of $20.75, which is different than what it was before for the 803 words. So I'm going to go in here and go 1656,338. So I'm like, all right, let's find this and see what's up. Am I in the right thing? Yeah, I am. F338. Find next. Find next. Find next. Is this the same one? No. It's coming up as different ones. This one's for black. Okay. So see, these are coming up in multiple places on this when I copied it over. So now I'm like, okay, so we go that, find next, go over here. I've got 6,234 words here, and you guys have 803. Like, and then if I go and I do another one, find next, this is another one too. 4,134, and I'm getting paid $18 for 814 words. Like, I cannot cross-reference any of this. None of this matches at all. And that's the other thing too, is if I go, here's another example. So if I do December, what was the date on it? December 24th. Again, why is it overlapping? The November or the December invoice for November should be December 24th through December 24th, and then the January invoice should be December 25th to January 23rd. You guys are overlapping here, which is probably messing up some numbers as well. So December 24th, again, like, but I can't do any, like, none of these match. And why is this different than the screenshot PDFs that you guys gave us? They don't match at all. Like, this one here, and that's what's confusing, is I'm sitting here looking now at the November one, and I go back, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is this saying that, like, if I go back to November, sorry. Oh, it is November. Okay. And here it is showing the low pay, which again does not make sense. And yet in the PDF file, oh my gosh, I'm juggling too many windows. In this PDF file, it appears to be correct. So where is this? Where are these numbers coming from that I am not seeing? There is literally no way, guys, to actually cross-reference and spot check this. If you guys have a new tracker, it needs to be shared with us, because I literally can't even do this. There's no way to figure out what got paid at all when you have overlapping dates and you have amounts that aren't matching up. Like I said, like, we're supposed to be getting paid, what was it, 0.025 upon writing when you guys were doing the half pay, right? So 0.025 for the half pay for it being completed, 0.025 for when it gets approved, and then if it's within the 6 days, it's another penny a word. And so that comes to 6 cents a word. So this first article right here, that's 733, which doesn't match the word count I have in the tracker at all, but 733 times 0.06, this article should be paid $43.98, not $18.32.5. I don't know where this number is coming from. So all of these are literally wrong, and the word counts don't match because you guys don't add up the word count in the tracker once it's been edited. Again, we can't see that information. That is not in our file. You guys don't update this to reflect any of that. So like, and then what happens with all these articles that like weren't, like all these that we were paid like a partial, right? Because these were all paid half and half. So now these are in here, but they're not approved yet. Do we get the other half? Where do we see that? Is that if it gets rejected, do you pull that from our pay? Like there are way too many questions here that cannot be answered with the information you guys are providing us. So there is no way of finding out how these numbers were made because this isn't matching what you guys are giving us here. And like I said, I'm like, for December, I felt like my pay was more than it should have been because there was not a whole lot of work being sent over unless there was a ton of stuff in November that finally got approved. But when I went back to go put this together, like, this is all the stuff that I need to sit down and figure out how it was paid, and I have no idea. I would literally have to go through these one by one and load it up in this Excel file. But this Excel file is not very helpful either because I don't know if you guys broke them up or what, but like I have thousands of words and then you guys are showing that it's approved for like 800. And it's like, whoa, where'd all the rest of that go? And if you guys broke it up, I have no way of knowing that and then like this one here, one was marked rejected. None of these word counts match anything I have or match the rejected article you guys are showing me. So which one was rejected? Which one do I pull and reuse? I don't know. So all of these, which is, let's see. Keep going. So basically, I need to sit down and try and reconcile 509 entries because I have no idea where you guys have gotten these numbers. I have no access. You guys never told us you guys were changing trackers on us. Would be very helpful to know where this tracker is, even if it's a read-only. Like, I totally get if you guys want us to track our own stuff and you guys have a different tracker where you figure out the invoices. Whatever. Cool. Totally fine. But we need access to it because there is no way to match this stuff up at all. Like, if I have to sit down and hunt all this, I'm going to charge time for it. Because this is crazy. Because these numbers, like, just share with us as writers where this stuff is being done so that we can spot check it. But it's really hard to spot check when you send us a PDF that doesn't allow us to see all of the articles. So like I said, January, like I'll pull it up and it's like, oh, here's like the first 9, but there's 111 in here and I cannot see them. So I can't scroll through them. And then when I go over here and I go into this page that you guys send us to and I put this information in, it's not coming up the same. And I'm getting completely different numbers over here in just the small amount showing in the PDF file. There's already a discrepancy in those like 9 files. So you guys need to share with us where you guys are tracking this stuff because there is absolutely no way for us to sit down and make this match at all. And like I said, I was like, oh, the November invoice was correct because the November invoice is showing that the articles are being paid correctly in terms of the amount, like over here, 40, they should be about $40 an article. But then when I go over and I use this little thing, then it's showing that they're not. So where'd the numbers from the PDF come from? Because I'm not seeing them. I'm seeing different when I sit here and then I export out the data. And that's not matching. Like, I literally can't sit here and add this up. Like I said, the other thing too is the word count. The word counts are off because this was the word count when I wrote it, but then you guys are going by the edited word count, which is cool, but can we add that? Can we see what that is? Because that really complicates. So right here, I mean, Gomez, if I've got 4 Gomez and it has like different, say 1 got rejected and 3 got approved, how do I know which is which? Because my numbers don't match your numbers. So I need to know, guys, how to do this, because I have got to file my taxes like ASAP, and I need to get this all reconciled and figured out, because I don't believe I was paid correctly for either month, just by looking at what's going on here. It is so discombobulated. I cannot sit here and search each one. And then if we have a multi-article job like DeAngelis, then I have to go in and open up each document to figure out how many words it was so that I know which one got approved or which one got rejected. Like, that will literally take me hours, days probably, to sit here and go through these 2 months. Had you guys sent me the invoice in December, that would have made this a little easier and a less, like, scary, because, like I said, I'm looking at how many lines of stuff I have to sit here and figure out. 509 lines that I have to sit down and go, how'd you get these numbers? Why don't your numbers match mine? And why is the pay wrong? These here, like, I'm thinking what happened here is you guys broke them up by each one. We don't know that. I don't have a space here to break that down and show that. Like, that's not how we were told to track it. So I track it this way, and now you guys are like, oh, well, we're separating them out. Like, we need to know this as writers, and these need to be put in and adjusted for us so that we know when we go to reconcile these invoices what matches. But this is crazy ridiculous. Here, I mean, by doing it this way, we got to see, and I would, every month, I would spot check and be like, okay, let me pick a few and make sure they all calculated right. And they always did. They always did. Like, this always came out the way it was supposed to come out. But now, from here onward, and including any of these articles here that haven't been approved that we apparently received half pay for, but we're not receiving half pay anymore, when do we get the rest of that pay, and where is that in the invoice? Like, I'm not seeing a half pay section at all in here. This one says total payment. What's the difference between feedback or approval? That's the other thing. These are client approved articles that we should get paid in full. Cool. Awesome. What are these? Articles written but pending client feedback, still total payment. These, ironically, are different in numbers than the ones up here. So even whatever you used for per word count here is not the same as what you use for per word count here. Like, this literally makes no sense. Why are these numbers still not the right numbers? Still not the 40-ish, dollars it should be per article. These numbers don't match anything. Like, if I sit here and I go, let's take 696, or no, sorry, we'll do the 696, 2436. Again, I have no idea how you guys are getting these numbers with these long zeros, because the numbers we use should never create numbers like that. So 2436 divided by 696 shows 0.035. Where'd 0.035 come from? We have 0.025 for when it's been submitted. We have 0.025 from that we get paid once it gets approved. The other half paid, which we're not doing anymore. I get that. And then we have a 0.01 for having it done within the 6 days, which this was too. So where did 0.035 come from? Like, none of this is making sense at all. So what I'm asking you guys is to share the tracker you guys are using, just like we've all shared these. I don't understand why we went away from this, because this was easy to understand. Us as writers are able to look at it and, like I said, spot check and be like, yep, looks good, right? Like, these numbers have always made sense to me. But now they're not making sense, and the information you guys are sending us doesn't make sense either. And it doesn't match up, and it's not the right pay, and it's different between here and the PDF you're sending us. You're like, hey, here's a PDF. This is basically a screenshot or a snapshot of that time frame. But it's like, well, that's interesting, because when I go in here and I put that time frame in, the numbers are all different. It should be the same, right? So that was the whole point of the PDF. But the PDF needs to show us every single article and not just give us this where we can't literally scroll. Like, it just shows us these. That's all I can see out of 26 or 28. I can only see 8 articles out of 182 right here. I have no way of scrolling through this at all. But if I take these same dates and I put them over in here, it don't match. So I don't know what you guys need to do here, but I feel like you guys need to either go back to inputting everything in here, or if you guys are doing a new tracker, we need access to it, because we have no way of knowing what's been paid and what's been paid correctly, and which articles, like this one here for 7,012, I think it was frequently asked questions. Yep. We were never told that we had to track those any differently. Total word count is what it is. Now you're saying that if there were, say, 10 frequently asked question topics that for Quan that I should have been putting in each of them separately. Again, would be nice to know. If you guys are going to change systems on us as writers, we need to like be in the loop. But these last 2 months, like, the communication has been so bad, and it's really hard for us as writers to make sure we're getting paid what we're supposed to get paid when none of the documents that we are being shared with make any sense or match. So, ASAP, guys, let me know what we're doing here, because this is really frustrating and the numbers aren't right, and we need this information shared with us, because trying to do this and track this on my own, I will charge for it per hour, because this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Nothing matches. I can't sit here and go like article by article and go load it up in Kayako and load up the file, the final file, and go through and look at how many words there were to figure out which one was rejected, which one wasn't. Then to go around, turn around, and be like, okay, well, it was so many words, but now why is it 0.035 when it should be 0.06? Because I turned my articles around in a day. Like, what's the 0.035? That literally comes from nowhere. And then to have the PDF file, like, well, here's a snapshot so you know what was used, but then when we put the information in with the exact same dates, the information's different in the file, including the pay. So, I'm going to send this video priority. I'm going to send it read receipt, and I'm going to send it to all the writers as well, because I cannot possibly be the only person having this problem right now, trying to figure out how to consolidate and double check our invoices, because the invoices just, they don't seem to be matching up at all. And like I said, why does this one show the low pay when I actually go into the file, but when I open up the PDF, it says that it was paid correctly? So where'd those numbers go? I have no idea. So yes, I'm going to upload this on YouTube and send this out now. It is 5:09 on the 28th of January that I am sitting down trying to piece this together, and it's literally impossible. So I'll get this uploaded to YouTube and sent off ASAP. Thanks, guys.